Hi Stampers! Are you looking for a fun fold card that uses some of the new Celebration Phase 2 product? I have something a little bit different to show you today. Welcome to Stampin' with Diane. I'm Diane Evans and I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up Demonstrator. So today what I wanted to do was show off this Tags and Bloom stamp set, and we're going to be using actually this stamp set here. There's a bit of a glare, and also and you can earn this for free with a $120 purchase, qualifying purchase here in Canada. It does change for different markets around the world. And then also this So Very Vellum Designer Series paper, which you can earn for free with a $60 order. This is the new brochure, the second phase brochure, and it shows you the different product that's in there. But it's this card here that kind of made me think of doing this card this way. All right, so this is the card that we're actually going to do. It is a different fold, and it's just like this. And it's just a single base card that's like this. I can think of so many different other variations what you can do with this, and I actually can't wait to show you that it uses the same basic design, but stay tuned. Okay, so to make this card, what you're going to need, of course, is the Tags and Bloom. I'm just going to put this up here. The Tags and Bloom stamp set, the Label Me Lovely punch, and that can be found on page 41 of the in the mini catalog. And again, I'm using this Stitch So Sweetly dies. I think this is a must have. It basically, in my books, it is. I think I use almost this set of dies in almost every card that I've done since I've gotten my little hands on them. Okay, so the other things that you're going, and I'm going to also use another celebration stamp set. I'm going to turn this one into a birthday card, so I'm going to use this one and this stamp set there. So just put that off to the side. Other things that you need for this one is going to be some Pool Party ink pad and Memento. We're also using the blends today. So the colors that we're going to use with the blends, I think it's just gorgeous, these colors together. Anyways, we're using the combo pack of the Pool Party, the combo pack of the Soft Sea Foam, and also the combo pack of the So Saffron. We need those. What else? And then also, as far as embellishments, you could use some pearls, but also I thought that these frosted and clear epoxy droplets might work. So I'm going to actually use that one on this stamp set as well. So also with the cardstock and the cutting measurements, like I say, they're going to be on my blog, and I'll have a link below there for you. Okay, so what you're going to need for this, to make this card, is we are going to need a piece of Pool Party, and the Pool Party is at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Another piece that's at 2 3/4 by 8 inches, and I scored that at 4 inches. The Whisper White you're going to need at 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. You're going to need a piece that's 3 by 7 inches, and another piece that's 2 3/4 by 3 3/4, and I've cut that stitch die from the Stitch So Sweetly out of there as well. And then the Pool Party So Very Vellum I cut at 3 3/4 by 5 inches, and another piece at 2 1/2 by 3 3/4. Like I say, don't madly write down those measurements. They will be listed on my blog, which I'll have, like I said, a link to that blog as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and make the card. Now, because we are using this Tags and Bloom is a photopolymer stamp set, I am going to bring in my piercing mat. And we'll do the stamping first, and then we can go from there. Now, on this one, I've stamped with the Memento ink. So let's just go ahead and stamp that up. Like I say, we're using blends, so we want to make sure that we use a Memento ink. It's a water-based ink, and we're using alcohol markers so they won't bleed in there. We're going to stamp 2 of them because, like I said, we're doing this sort of idea, so we need 2 of these images stamped. And let's stamp the other one as well. to stamp them the opposite way. I don't think it really matters too much. Now, there isn't a die for this stamp set, but there is a punch. Like I said, this this punch, the Label Me Lovely punch, but it punches this part out. So I'm actually going to show you something that we're going to do. Now, in here, there's a stitched edge around there. So we are going to stamp that, and then we're going to punch that out with the punch. So one thing I want to mention with these photopolymer stamps, sometimes they get, especially if they're not a full stamp, this has a cutout in the middle, they tend to, if we went and pulled that and put that on there, it's going to give us a different way of it going on there, and it won't punch out correctly, and I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. So I find the best way to do that is just to lay that down and then just put that on there, and then it's going to match the punch exactly. So let's go ahead, and we're also going to do this in Memento ink, and I'm going to bring it over to this side because of using the punch there. Now the other thing that I want to do is I want to fussy cut these. So I thought, well, you're not going to want to watch me fussy cut it on camera. So I've gone ahead and fussy cut it, but let's punch this out. You see where it does line up. And I'm going to show you on another one where I just basically, it doesn't line up because I tore it off at the thing, and it doesn't line up correctly. So by putting it down onto the piece of paper and then getting your block, you'll get an even part there. This just won't cut out evenly, as evenly as that. So now, like I said, I've already gone ahead and I've fussy cut these pieces out. Now, I'm just going to show you, when I fussy cut around this edge here, I leave about a 1/16 of an inch around there. But on this part, and I can just show you on here, I just cut directly right to the paper. This is going to be hidden. And remember, when you do fussy cut, turn the paper, don't turn the scissors. So see how that matches up there, but at least we're going to have this edge around there. So it kind of looks like we've actually done, it's been cut with a die. Now here on this piece, this is the piece that we're actually going to stamp on. So I had decided that I was going to use the happy birthday on this, and then on the inside it'll be another sensational year of you. So I'll just get those put onto the blocks, and we can stamp part of them. Block there, and happy birthday there as well. Now we're going to stamp that on there, and we're going to use the Full Party ink. And we're just going to put that lines up that way. So yeah, like that. It's on the front. And then this is the piece that's on the inside, and we're just going to put another year of, what does it say again? Another sensational year of you. So let's just put that in the middle there. There we go. Okay, so we've got mainly that stamping there. Now we're going to go ahead and just color. This is very simple coloring with the blends. You'll see how quickly that it can be done. So I don't know if there are, that one looks like that's the dead one. I'm having blue flowers, so I'm going in with the light color first. I'm actually going to go ahead and do the bud as well. This is very, very small amount of coloring, so it'll blend very easily. So I just go in, Stampin' Up with their stamps, marks them fairly well, so you can use those for your shadowing. I might go in a little bit and put some more shadowing down here where it would be darker. And there. And then on here. And this part would be darker in there. And then we're just going to go over again with the really light Pool Party. And then I also took my Pool Party. This is going to be the piece that goes on top? No. Okay, so this is going to be the bottom piece. I'm just going to mark that as the bottom piece. Now I'm just going to go in and quickly do this. And I'll show you why I went in and marked the bottom piece. Just going to put a bit of different shadowing also on to this part of the card. These blends are just amazing. They make you look like you know what you're doing. There. And then we'll just go back in again, like I said, with the light Pool Party. When I blend, I always go in circles. Normally I use the thinner end. Like I said, this is going to be the top part, right? Is that what I said? Yes. So what I did was I also went around here on the top part. And the reason I did that was because this piece is actually a little bit smaller than that piece there. So I didn't want it to be like, I just wanted it to kind of blend all in there. So there. And it doesn't have to be perfect. And then I also went around here on the outside of this and colored around here. I find one of the colors that I use so much of is this Pool Party, because you can, when you're putting things onto cards, you can, like I just did, is put this layer around with the Pool Party, and then it doesn't go from a color to the white exactly, right over. Okay, then the colors that I used on the inside was I used a dark saffron, and you know what, I didn't go in and do an awful lot of shadowing with this part here. And you see I went with the dark first and then just the light. And then we're going to use soft sea foam. And how I got about using these colors, just to let you know, is I went with the So Very Vellum, and the colors that are in there are the Pool Party and the soft sea foam. So originally I was thinking, oh, I'll have a soft sea foam, used that Vellum, but I turned around and just used the Pool Party because I liked the effect of the Pool Party. Mind you, these colors, I just love these colors anyways. Bathrooms are actually done in these colors, so anyways. So just go in, just do a little bit darker there, do the shadowing. And a little bit here. And then I'll do the same on here, and then we'll go back in again with the dark. I mean the light. Yeah, just to sort of blend it in. Like I say, this is not a lot of coloring, but it just sort of pops the card up itself. Now, in the stamp set itself, there's different stamps, and these stamps here, actually, when you can use those for coloring as well. You can stamp that. So say if we wanted to do it this way, we could have stamped that in the Pool Party and put it over there. So this is like a two-step stamp that we could do, but I wanted to do the coloring on there. Okay, so there we have that. The coloring is done. And now I'm going to put this directly right on there. And see, that gives the effect of here. I've seen other variations of this. They've cut it and everything else. I just thought this was an easier version to show on here. So we just use our snail. I'm just going to put that Like I said, I went around the edges here, but right to the end there. We're going to pop this part up with dimensionals. So we're bringing our dimensionals. And then just going to put that onto there. So now we've got mainly all of our stamping done and our coloring done. Now let's put the card together. Now there's a few things that help with putting this card together. And one of the things is how to put vellum onto our cardstock. With this big of pieces and how much is exposed, it will definitely show through. So I've got a little tip for you just in a second here. So just put this over top of here. Let's get this one ready. I'm going to score this. Now, like I say, this is a flat fold card. We could also make it so it's another card that would flip up like this. So the ideas are actually limitless. This right in there. Now with the vellum, the vellum it's raised on one side. I'm actually going to place it down the other way, and by placing it down the other way, I don't know if you can see that on camera, but it kind of looks like bubbles and that sort of stuff, but that's the way I want to have it. I want it to show up that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my silicone mat. And I'm also bringing in a sponge that I've dedicated just for glue. And I'm going to use my combo glue. And by doing it this way, because you're using the, all of it, like you're covering all of it, it's not going to show when you put it onto the card piece. Let's sort of just slide that off, put that back in my mat. And then just gonna put this piece onto here. And like I say, I've got it the opposite way than what the normal way for putting the vellum on there. Just gives a different look, that's all. Now when that dries, it's going to be completely where you won't even be able to see it. And then I'm doing the same on this piece here. I would love to put that onto my mat there, but this is just a scratch piece of paper, so I'll just... Now, you want to make sure that nothing gets stuck underneath this, like there's a little dimensional piece there. When you're putting vellum on, and big pieces of vellum, this is probably the best way that you won't see the vellum at all. I know there's different product out there, but this, like I say, works about the best. So I'll just turn that over so that we don't get that. And like I say, it's a little bit different because it's like it's debossed on there, on that side. Whoops, and we didn't get that completely where I wanted it. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to pop this part off as well. Like I say, I went and I saw this. Actually, I was given a card that kind of had this design, and I thought, geez, you know, this kind of shows this part off really, really well. And now we're going to just attach that there. Now, a bit of weight to it, so I'm going to use my tear and tape. take your pick tool. You know, probably the best tool to take this tear and tape off, let's try this, is this piece here. I'm so much better with the, you know what? I'm going to go back to my poker. There, yeah. Been doing it that way all the way along. I thought I'd give it a try, and there we go. And then let's place this about there, not in the middle, off to the side. And then I can use these epoxy drops instead of, like on this one I use pearls, but I'm going to use some small epoxy drops, the clear ones. I don't want, I'm going to do it random on this one, this card. And another small one. They're quite big, these ones, so. And maybe there. There we go. Yeah, okay. So there you have it. Like I said, I can't wait to show you some other ones. These are just done a little bit different. I don't know which way I like it. I might change that up. I'm not too sure. But if you, you know, if you need any of these supplies and you do live in Canada, I'd love to be your demonstrator. You can shop online. You can use this hostess code. And this particular month, I'm giving a tutorial. It's for April showers, bring May flowers, and there's instructions for about 14 items, I believe, in there. And they have really cute ideas with their flowers. There's ones with the umbrellas. It's really cute tutorial. But anyways, I will give you that for any type of a online order. Another thing, if you could do it, I'd really appreciate it, is give me the thumbs up, give me a heart. And also, leave a comment, or if you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave a question, because I do go in and answer it. Subscribe to my video below. That's what makes it better for me, is when you do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for stopping by. Bye for now.